Sattz of the Butler Baseball Academy. I'm here today to talk about some hitting tips, some tee work, how to get better during this tough time. Let's do it. A good warm-up drill before you get on the tee is called the fungo drill. The fungo drill is mostly used for your load. So with this drill, I'm just worrying about my upper half right now. You're gonna have the ball in your left hand if you're a right-handed swinger, and your bat in your right. All I'm thinking about is my load with my hands. So I'm gonna throw the ball up, try and think load with the hands. Really right now, it doesn't matter what the result is, it's just working on your hands getting loaded and getting ready for when you start your swings. Here's a side view of the fungo drill. Watch my hands, try and get them loaded back. What I'm going to talk about today is we're going to work on our one-handed stuff, okay? Before I get on the tee, I like to work body parts. Instead of just getting on the tee and start swinging right away, I don't want to do, that's when bad stuff happens. So first thing we're going to work on is our top hand, bottom hand, okay? First thing I want to do is the most dominant hand is your bottom hand when you do it. So we're going to get on the stance. To make it easy, you'll have two hands on the back, okay? Once you get in, you're going to get in your stance. Then you're going to take your top hand away. You can put it on your shoulder or on your side. What I like to think when I'm doing this is keeping my hands on a straight line path towards the baseball. If I pull my hands away from the baseball, then that's when bad stuff happens. If I pull my hands outside the baseball, a weak hit probably is going to be the result. So when I get onto the stance, when you have nobody here, okay, I like to put your camera behind you so I can see my hands working through the baseball, okay? So with your bottom hand, I like to think straight on, stay on that straight line. Try and think, if you have tape on the ground, put some tape on the ground and try and have your hands on that same path. I like to think middle right here so I can get through the zone and work up the middle. My hands are on a straight path, bent arm. We'll do one more. Stay bent, hands on the straight line. Through the zone, okay? So another drill we're gonna do is our top hand now. Top hand's gonna be a little harder because this is when bad stuff might happen, okay? So when I do my top hand, I like to think of a pushing motion, maybe a little uppercut. If you've ever seen an uppercut when in boxing, this is what it's gonna feel like when you're hitting. So I'm gonna have my stance here. A common mistake might be a swing around. This is when your wrist locks and you might pull it to this side. I like to think middle and away, okay? So I want to think the middle of the field to opposite field. So with my motion, my hand's gonna go forward, stay on the path, but it's looking like a push instead of a swinging rollover. So I'm thinking here, get in my stance, take away my arm, stay bent, push through the zone. We're just working hands for this drill. We don't have to worry too much about our feet. So one more. Boom, bent back, bent arm. Push through. So for our next drill, after we did our one-handed drills, we're gonna pick up a heavy bat. If you guys don't have a heavy bat, then try and find a batting weight and you can put it right on the bat. So for this drill, again, we're just working our hands. So when my hands, we're not going to move our feet. So all I'm going to do is get in my stance, get a wide base. My feet aren't going to be moving at all at any point in this drill. All I'm going to be working on is my hand path towards the zone and follow through. So the reason why I want to use a heavy bat for this drill is because of control. So control, when I hit this ball, it's going to feel a lot easier when I switch to my regular bat. So for the heavy bat, again, I'm using two hands, no stride, nothing, and we're gonna stay on that straight line. Here's my line on the ground as the batter's box line. I'm gonna try and stay on that line the whole time, okay? So no feet, nothing. I got my hands in it. I'm just working on my hands right now. These are drills to start off with when you're hitting, right? I don't want to think, when I get into the batter's box or when I start my work on my tee, I don't want to think 100% right away. I want to work on some stuff before I get in there to get gradually up there to get my 100% swings in. So another swing here, keeping my feet still, just working on my hand path. Next drill we're going to do is a regular swing with a heavy bat. Again, I like to use my heavy bat because I can get a little feel more on the barrel. After I do the heavy bat, I like to go straight to my regular bat and I get a better feel of the barrel getting through the zone. So I got my heavy bat, I'm going to take my regular swing. Try and think again, hand path towards the zone, nice and easy with my legs. So after I've done my one-handed drills, did my heavy bat drills, I can finally start doing some tee work with my regular bat. I'm going to talk about some points of where to hit. So we got our inside pitch right here. Right here, I like to think of the tee a little bit more in front of the plate, so my barrel can get through the zone and I can get a proper barrel on the baseball. I'm trying to think left center gap right here to right up the middle. I want to get that my barrel through the zone. Try not to think of an opposite field hit at a young age. For an inside pitch, it's very hard to hit an opposite field hit unless it gets too deep. And if it gets too deep, you can't get your hands extended and it's going to be not a strong hit. Next, we got middle. We never want to have it out here. If my middle's out here and I'm back here in the batter's box, the only way I'm going to be able to hit that pitch is going to be a lunge. If I lunge at the ball at any point, the end result is going to be a ground ball. We're trying to think line drives through the zone and trying to think gap to gap. So from inside pitch, we're going to move it right in front, right on top of the batter's box, on the plate. So again, nice and easy. It's going to be a nice barrel through the zone. Again, we're moving it down on the plate. Here is going to be where we're going to put an outside pitch. The outside pitch is nice and easy. I'm trying to think right center gap to right field. Try not to pull. If you pull this ball, my hand path is probably going to be the end result of a extension. We're trying not to extend away from our body. If we extend away, then we're straightening our arm, and the end result is going to be a bad hit. Right here we got our contact points for a right-handed hitter. We got our inside pitch, middle, and our outside. As you notice, the inside pitch is a little farther out than the middle and the outside. It is farther out because it's a little harder for you to get extended and hit a barrel on a baseball. That's why we have it a little bit farther out. With this pitch, we're trying to think left center gap. On this middle pitch right here, it's a little farther back. You'll still get your barrel through the zone. And what we're thinking right here is left center gap, right center gap, and right up the middle. Now you notice your outside pitch is the farthest ball away. We're trying to let it get a little deeper on you and let your hands work through the zone. Right when we make contact with this, we're trying to think right center gap and right field. If we make contact on an outside pitch that's out here, the only way we're going to be able to hit that pitch is a lunge or an extension of your hands. If you take your hands and extend them away from your body, it's not going to be a strong hit, and the end result will probably be a ground ball. I've got my inside, getting ready in the zone. I'm trying to think left center gap, elevation. Right here we got our middle swing. Right here I'm trying to swing, make contact with the ball up the middle to gap to gap. I'm trying to avoid hitting it to the left field line or the right field line. Right here we got our outside pitch we're working on right now. When I get in my stance, a common thing that youth baseball players might think is to hit this pitch, I'm going to have to step in. If I step in, I'm locking my front hip off. If I lock my front hip off, I can't get my lower half extended through the zone. So you gotta just trust your hands. If my hands are on that same path, I promise you're gonna be able to hit that outside pitch. So right here, I got my feet in a nice level stance, and I'm going to try and hit it to the right center gap. So right now we're going to talk about our lower half when we swing. So lower half is extremely important when I take some swings. It could be the end result of hitting the ball or not hitting the ball at all. When I take my swing, I'm trying to think stacked. Everything's stacked and nice and compact. My knees are in front or inside my feet and not outside. If I'm outside, then most likely I'm off balance and I can't get fully extended with my body. So I gotta look. So first thing I look at are my feet. I can put my knee and my bat lined up if I can see it in front. Boom, nice and in front. Lower half. This is a good idea to have on a side view so I could see my knees and everything involved. So here's a swing. So right now we're going to talk about our lower half and activating our lower half first. When we activate our lower half, it always has to be first. If we take our front shoulder and activate it first, then we restrict our hits that we can have. If we activate our shoulder first, inside pitch is the only one we could really have on a strong hit. If we pull our shoulder away and an outside pitch comes, I'm going to have to extend. And anytime you have to extend for a pitch, it's not going to be a strong hit. So one drill you can do is you're going to turn your back foot already. You're going to have your hips already straight up. My knee's already here, and I'm going to try and feel that body part. Just getting through my zone, follow through with the swing. So again, I'm on my tee right now, and I'm trying to work on my body parts. Front half, we're trying to think is deactivated. My back half is activated. So allowing my back half to start first, my activation is going to help my front half be active. So when I think of it, when I get in my stance, I'm thinking backside goes first. Once my backside goes first, it's going to allow my front half to open up and get through the zone and get a nice flat bat. So here's the thing. Take a swing on the back view. I want you to look on the side view of my back half when I swing. My goal is to activate my bottom knee first, which allows my hip to follow, and everything else follows after that. So when I swing, I want you guys to look at, so when you're in the stance and you have your camera on the side view, I want you to put the camera there, and I just want you to focus on your back half right here, below the waist. So you can see your knee going in, my hip following, and then everything else following after.